I think we might be live. Just one second, in the layout set up here. This always messes up the bottom screen for the 3DS, but I think we got it nice and centered there. So let me just check how things are going. I have the just a basic casual stream set up for today, nothing big, major plan and stuff. Essentially, this is a bit of a test to see how well can the internet work for us today. If you've been following the channel, you know we've been having quite a problem keeping our connection going nicely. Hello to Fierce Josh, Justin Dryden, the Filthy News. Hello, how's it going, guys? Happy New Year indeed. Are we going to be doing Wi-Fi battles? I don't even know, actually, Fierce Josh, because to be honest, today is just a test to see how is my internet going to work for me today, because I've been having so much trouble with it lately, and there's nothing more that I can do to try to make it work. But if the internet will last long enough, we'll do some more stuff later on. But just to kick things off, just hang out for a little bit, I'm going to do a little bit of, I'm going to put myself through a little bit of hardship that I put everybody through recently in the reverse GTS kind of feature. I had everyone looking to see if we can pick up some, what are they, Relicanth. And yeah, Relicanth are kind of hard to come by. Here by the Pony Gauntlet, no, what is it, Ruins of Life, maybe? You get these bubbling spots. You might have a 10% chance to find Relicanth, but I thought I'm going to make myself a little bit more of a challenge to overcome. I'm going to see if I can do some shiny hunting. I've never done any shiny hunting, really. I feel like I'm kind of boring in that sense, but hey, you know, maybe we can just hang out and talk a little bit, ring in the new year together. I believe in, for Unknown Spike's part of the world, is it already New Year for you, Unknown Spike? Are you into the year of 2019? And Fierce Josh, if the internet holds out long enough and seems strong enough, we can try some Wi-Fi battles, indeed. And we might do some TCG, because Damon Gaming, welcome Damon, you have TCG working now, awesome stuff. And do I use Google Hangouts or just the YouTube live stream? Just the YouTube live stream for now anyways, and haven't really advanced anywhere further past that. So just for now, I'm going to see if I can find a Relicanth. I do have a couple of Pokemon prepared. Of course, I got my false swiper here, Soul the Weavile, and Scruff, our Manectric, I'm going to bring in because, wait, I got to give her the proper item. Completely forgot. I believe if you have a Pokemon with Intimidate on the field, it makes the wild Pokemon more likely to call for help. So let me find our Manectite, wherever that might happen to be. Scrolling, scrolling, scrolling. Where is it? Where is it? I sorted these. I do have Manectite. Who is holding the Manectite? What? I know I've got it. Have I just missed it? What must have happened, I gave it to someone when I swapped items around. Let me go back to the PC and find out where this Manectite is. I thought I was prepared. Guess not. Anyway, hello to Milk Duds Gaming. Welcome to just a casual New Year's Eve live stream. So basically the only way I can try to make my internet work here is to completely reboot the entire router, the computer, every possible connection issue that I can handle myself. Now, if it comes down to the fact that the internet being provided to me by the company I'm paying for internet is not providing me decent internet, then that's out of my hands, unfortunately. Eventually, I may be switching to get some more stable internet capabilities. Alright, so who's holding that Manectite? Who snagged it from our Manectric? Come on, guys. Can't be stealing items like that. Where is it at? I like how you can just choose the item button on the top of your selection screen. It shows you highlighted every Pokemon holding an item. Where is it? I know someone's got it. I've used it before, so I'm not completely missing out on it. I could go get another one. I've got the battle points for it, but if I can save the battle points, I might as well. Who has this item? Wouldn't be one of my battling teams, would it? Oh, I gave it to my other Manectric, the one I use for the Wi-Fi battles. Whoops. There we go. Alright, now we're on track. Level 100 Squirtle, indeed, Milk Duds. That's Shelbert. Squirtle from all the way back in Pokemon Blue. Well, technically, this iteration of Shelbert comes from Pokemon Fire Red, but he's my starter. I didn't want to evolve him. I've got a Blastoise anyway, so I don't need that for... I didn't need Shelbert to evolve for the Pokedex entry. It's 11:20 p.m. for Unknown Spike, so almost getting into the new year. A little ways to go. Alright, so let's go over here. We're going to find ourselves a Relicanth. Now, just for fun, how many encounters do you think it's going to take, folks? Let me know in the chat. So, technically it should be a 10% chance to find Relicanth. If odds are, you know, perfect, in a perfect world, that would be 10 encounters. Now, I find this place is the best place to try to find the bubbling spot. I think Relicanth is a 1% chance right now, but if you find bubbling spot, it's a 10% chance. So, walk up here, come back. No bubbles. Walk up here, come back. Don't make me a liar, game. I know this works. I've done it. There we go. Alright. Let's see if we can get... Got nothing, of course. Fierce Josh says 9 encounters. I should put a little counter on screen. Come on, game. Give me a Pokemon. Fierce Josh asking, anyone want to do a link trade? You got some shinies. Ooh, very cool. Damon Gaming can play some Pokemon Y. Milk Dud says 11 encounters. I'll see if I can trim it down a little bit, but of course it is not anything I can control. It's a Wailmer. We don't want a Wailmer. Now, how many... Well, basically, what do you think the odds are that I will find a shiny Relicanth once we get into it? I don't think I will, because, like, I shouldn't say that. It sounds like it's, I'm downplaying the possibility. But, I mean, I'm never really that big into getting the shinies anyway. Shinies are cool and all, but they're not always the most powerful Pokemon. Now, they can be, though, if you do the, what we're going to be doing, the SOS hunting for the wild Pokemon here. We find encounter number 2 gives us... Wow, Magikarp. Nice! Let's re-roll that. Fierce Josh has an Infernape, but enjoy the stream. Awesome stuff. And hello to Blazing Infernape. Welcome to the stream. See if we can do a little bit of shiny hunting for a Relicanth. And Damon Gaming still wishes you got Pokemon Sun for Christmas, so you didn't get it. Oh, that's too bad. Because you could have a chance to get some of these cool Pokemon that I give out for the battles. Now, is everybody all excited for the year of 2019 starting up in, well, in my area? What is this? 6 hours and 36 minutes, actually, if I did the math right. Yes, I did. All right, encounter number 3. Ah, Magikarp. I could have saved time and started off the stream with the Relicanth on screen, but this is part of the fun of shiny hunting, is it not? So, does anybody have any New Year's resolutions planned for 2019? Sailor Pika, welcome to the stream today. We're going to do a little bit of casual streaming, essentially trying to see if my internet decides to work for me and how long it decides to work for me. I have completely done a reboot of all the stuff I can do, you know, take care of on my end here. We'll see how things go. If the internet is doing good, then we'll do some more sort of interactive stuff with everything. That's encounter 4, I believe. And Unknown Spike, you're not looking forward to 2019, or not prepared, or just basically another day in the life of? Kind of the same with me. Or resolutions might be talking about too. And hello to Isaac Wolf with the Fire Striker. Got a couple Charmeleon hats in the chat. And if I'm not mistaken, within maybe a week or so, I believe Sailor Pika's hat is going to evolve to Charizard. Which, of course, you get those for being a member on the channel for certain lengths of time. So you can finally join the ranks of the Charizard hat. And then I think it's 6 months for the next upgrade. And what that upgrade is going to be, I ain't going to say, although it's on the channel on my main trailer video, basically. So, Damon Gaming says, very important question. Is that question that I've asked, or you have a question to ask? And for resolutions, I'm not really into the resolutions kind of thing, because, like, that makes it sound like if there's something you want to change about yourself, you don't need to make it start to happen at any point. Just like, you know... Well, you don't need to make it start to happen at a specific time. Just start doing it if you want to. Like, you know, if I was to make a resolution, it would be to start getting back into exercise and try to get back into shape, because the reason the face cam is where it is hides my stomach. I got a big stomach, and I don't like it. I want to try to get better at shape, you know? So, if I was to make a resolution, it would be that. The reason I don't make resolutions is because I kind of know I'm not guaranteed to keep them. I would feel defeated and disappointed. But, you know, maybe not right on New Year's Day, but throughout the year, maybe I'll finally pick up the weights again, start exercising, try to trim down a little bit. So just go at your own pace, basically. Excuse me. So Damon's question is Groudon or Kyogre? I would say, if you're using just those species, I would say Kyogre, because type advantage can defeat Groudon easily. But if you're talking about the primals, that I don't know about. It all comes down to speed. I'm thinking in-game battle-wise, not necessarily like design-wise. Well, I think design-wise, I'd say I like Groudon better. I think it just looks kind of cooler. But as far as like in-game goes, Kyogre defeats Groudon easily. I don't know why that was ever in debate between Team Magma and Team Aqua. Clearly, type advantage. Kyogre is going to own the world by knocking down Groudon. But the Primals are interesting because, of course, when Groudon Primal reverts, it becomes a Ground-Fire type. But the Desolate Land sets up that harsh sunlight and prevents water moves from being used whatsoever. So that only counts, though, if Groudon is the slower of the two, because if they both come into battle at the same time, whichever one is faster, the Primal triggers their weather, which in Primal Kyogre's case is the... what is it? What's it called again? I forget the name of the ability. I'm a professor, I gotta remember this. Not Desolate Land. Anyway, the water one. Sets up that rain that fire-type moves can't be used in the rain. But you're not going to use a fire move against Kyogre anyway, so... I mean, I understand why the rain is, you know, what it does. But it does make Thunder more accurate is the problem. But anyway, so if Kyogre comes in first, its weather sets up. But then, if Groudon Primal reverts then, its ability triggers and takes over, takes precedence. So... It means in Desolate Land, the super harsh sunlight, water moves cannot be used against Groudon, which is kind of good. Its only two weaknesses are ground and water. Desolate Land eliminates the water weakness. And how strange is it that the Lord of the Land, the ground-type legendary, Primal reverts to be weak to its own primary typing? How many encounters is this? I haven't even been counting. So Sailor Pika's hat will evolve tomorrow. Awesome. And Fire Striker will be with a Charizard in Spirit soon. Actually, you'll be... I think... You will be a Charizard maybe about a week or two afterward, if I recall correctly. Blazing Infernape, can't afford to be a member, but you did subscribe. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Hopefully you enjoy the content that I try to put out here. Again, if my internet likes to work with me. Alright, let's see what this one is. And Damon put a Deoxys on the GTS for a Groudon in Pokemon Y. Hopefully someone takes you up on that. Getting another Pokedex entry is always good. And Fierce Josh got Ultra Sun. You have another Cosmog. Can you turn him into Lunala? Well, the way it works, you would evolve it... so, if you get a Lunala... Sorry, if you get another Cosmog, it would evolve into Cosmo M. And being an Ultra Sun, your Cosmo M will evolve into Solgaleo. But the reason they did that is so you can put that extra Solgaleo on the GTS and request a Lunala to get that for your Pokedex. So that's probably the best way to go about that. Yeah, as far as the games themselves, Cosmog only evolves into its box art legendary, basically. Alright, come on, let's see. Give me something, game. And Primal Kyogre's ability is Primordial Sea. That was it. I knew it was something like ancient sounding, and I was just like, I'm not gonna venture a guess. I'm gonna mess it up. And Happy New Year to you as well, City Payung. At least your side is already 2019. Awesome. I've still got 6.5 hours until my big countdown begins. So you guys have any plans for New Year's? I figured, I wasn't sure if I should stream today, because for one thing, the internet is trying to tell me, don't stream, Professor, you can't do it, it's not reliable. But I figure if it's a casual thing, we'll just give it a shot, see how it works. But I figured maybe some of you folks out there might actually have plans for New Year's, and you might not be around here. So I figured, let's do it early-ish my time. I say early compared to, you know, the countdown. Because I figured, one of the nice things where I am on the east coast of North America, when it's, say, 5 o'clock for me, it's earlier in the day for people further west. Had to stop. At east, west, what? Yeah. Further west, of course, it's earlier in the day for you folks. Alright, still not finding our Relicanth. So this is what you guys were going through to try to find that when we did the reverse GTS. And how terrible did I feel when finally some of you folks got Relicanth. You put it up on the GTS requesting... I forget what the prize was. I think it was... Gligar, maybe? Anyway, whatever it was, some of you folks put the Relicanth on. Oh, it was Chimchar. And immediately, people snatching up those Relicanth that I didn't get a chance to send out. So I had to change things. Whenever we do a reverse GTS, it's going to be a very common Pokemon I'm asking for. But I might make it slightly harder in the sense I'll request certain items that might be harder to come by. And we'll go with that. But yeah, I can't make it that it's a rare species because there are people out there hunting for rare Pokemon. If they see anyone put up there, if they have the Pokemon you're looking for, they're going to take it. So, we learned that lesson at least. Blazing Infernape was Wonder Trading an Ultra Sun. Get a Chimchar in your first trade of the game. Not bad. Someday I might want to grab an extra copy of one of these games and try a Wonderlock. And just, you know, if you guys don't know what a Wonderlock is, it's basically a Nuzlocke. And if you don't know what a Nuzlocke is, I'll fill you in later. Basically, a Wonderlock is every time you have a Pokemon you catch on a route, you immediately Wonder Trade that out, and whatever you get, you can either, if it's above the level that you can control, you have the option of putting it in the PC and waiting till you get to the proper part of the game to use it, or Wonder Trade it out again. But essentially, it all comes down to luck of the Wonder Trade. Whatever people send to you is what you use as your team in the game. And that would be kind of cool, just to be like, it's random chance. I mean, you could get a bunch of Magikarp. Hopefully that wouldn't be the case, but it could happen. But it'd be kind of cool leaving it up to somewhat random chance. And Isaac Wolf, you sadly lost all data in your old 3DS, which means you have to start from scratch in all the games. That is not good for sure. But stay tuned to the channel, of course. I do have ways to get some kind of cool Pokemon I breed up. I'm currently actually working on replacing the Chum Bucket. Now, if you don't know what the Chum Bucket is, I believe it's a place in SpongeBob SquarePants, but it's also a box here, PC box in my game, where I breed up Magikarp. And they are the gag prize for if people battle me in Wi-Fi battle streams and they don't manage to beat me, which is pretty rare on the regular, you know, what you call them, the regular gym leader type battle streams that we do. But anyone that does not manage to beat me for the prize Pokemon, I still give a Magikarp, but it's a decent Magikarp. Has Adamant Nature, Max Attack, Max Speed. It's got the hidden ability, so it becomes a Moxie Gyarados. And I thought, I've been giving those out for like a year or something like now, it seems. So I've actually switched it up, and I'm breeding some Weedle. Go away, Whalmer. Go find Relicanth, Whalmer. Tell Relicanth to show up. Anyways, so I'm trying to breed up some special Weedle. Now, I know, Weedle's not that good, but think of Mega Beedrill. What I want to do with this is have Weedle that have the hidden ability, and hidden ability for Weedle is Runaway, which becomes Sniper when they become Beedrill, and I'm trying to guarantee max stats for everything except that special attack stat, because who cares about special attack for a Beedrill, right? So I'm hoping to have them ready for our next Wi-Fi battle session. Damon Gaming Wonder traded out Lanoon and got a Beartic. Very cool. And Dat Penguin asking, can you battle? Well, if anyone in the chat wants to battle, go right ahead. We're not doing any battling right now just yet. I'm doing a little bit of shiny hunting, if Relicanth will show up. And if the internet does hold out long enough, because it's been really, really spotty the past like couple of weeks here. If it does hold out, we might switch into something else, and I'll throw it out to the viewers at that point. Because, you know, do Pokemon TCG online, we could do Pokemon Go trainer battles, or in-game Wi-Fi battles. So we'll leave it open for the time being, but it all comes down to if my internet provider provides good internet. So I think what we'll do, I'll probably limit this part here, the shiny hunting, to about maybe an hour or so. After that, we'll see how well the internet is holding out for us. Alright, this is the Relicanth, I know it. I can feel it. I told you. Oh wait, that's not Relicanth. Whalmer, would you just... Now I know how some of you viewers felt. I forget who it was, but someone was actually doing the hunting, and they said they weren't having fun trying to find these Relicanth, and I can see why now. And Penguin asking, can I be the first to battle? Well, we'll have to wait and see, because again, I don't know if we're going to do any battling. We'll have to hold out and see. And Isaac Wolf, you'll cut the viewing shortly. You have a work night shift at 6 p.m. Alright. Eastern. That is 7 my time, I believe. It's only 5:30 my time. So you got plenty of time to sit here and watch, right? Nah, just kidding. If you have work, you got work. Life does happen, of course. As Dr. Ian Malcolm once said in Jurassic Park, life finds a way to get in the way of streams. He didn't say that, but you know it was implied. And Unknown Spike saying, can I do a TCG online stream? Because I haven't done one for a long time. That is true, I haven't. And we'll see how things go if the internet is still doing good by the time we're done this shiny hunt. I'll throw it open to you folks to start, you know, spamming the chat to say what game do you want to see played at that time. Don't spam the chat right now, though, because it's going to fall on deaf eyes. And Isaac Wolf says it's a vote for TCG for the end of the year. Again, deaf eyes. They don't hear you. I guess it makes no sense. Blind ears, let's say. Okay, anyways. Can we find the Relicanth, please? That is not a Relicanth. I found it so easy when we were doing that stream. We did the reverse GTS. I was like, let me show you how it's done. I walked up. I think the first few times I tried, boom, it was there. Anyways, Charizard hat in the chat from Isaac Wolf. Help yourselves, folks. I mean, of course, only members can use those, but you can wear it in spirit. And hello to OMG, it's Sark. How is it going? As I do some internet testing to see how well do my streams work for the time being. Give us a Relicanth. So as we keep hunting for this rocky fish, I can talk about my Pokemon Go adventures for the day. I did go out and do a bunch of, trying to get some items and gifts for people and all that stuff. I hatched a couple interesting eggs, which I did share on my Twitter and my Instagram. I hatched up a Skorupi from a 10-kilometer egg. First Skorupi I've actually gotten in the game with, I had seen a couple on the nearbys in the past little while. Once was when I went off to the Heatran raid in the video that I put up, and it was gone by the time the raid was done. And I was actually meeting with my fellow professor of the Pokemon League at Heroes Beacon. We did a little bit of a trade, did some battling, and in the middle of it all I saw, oh, there's a Skorupi a few blocks away. I'll go get that later. Once we were done, I headed down that way, and it was gone. It disappeared. So, I still didn't get the Skorupi, but I did hatch one today. Good question, asks Fierce Josh. What level does Cosmog evolve at? That, I have no clue, but let me see if I can find out for you. Okay, Google. At what level does Cosmog evolve? Level 43, says here. And then level 53, it evolves into the box art legendary. There it is! Alright, I just had to be helpful for somebody, and then Relicanth decides to help me out. Finally showing up. Alright. First order of business. We gotta false swipe it. I mean, it's a rock type, so it's going to resist this. It might take a couple of false swipes. So how many encounters do you think it's going to take? Oh, that does nothing. Oh, wait a minute. I'd rather have takedown. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to immediately use the Adrenaline Orb to boost the chance of them calling in for help. And I got to try to get them to call in something lower level. Because if I can get something in lower level that does not have takedown, then it's not going to knock itself out. Let's get it down to the yellow first of all. Oh, you got Yawn! Isn't that lovely? So, you know what I should do just to make sure we don't waste time? Okay, Google. What is Relicanth's level up moveset? I want to see what level it learns takedown at. Oh, I fell asleep. Oh, no, man. Alright, we gotta try to hold tight here. I guess, you know what? I never feed these berries. Here, take a Chesto berry. Wake up there, Saul. Alright, what level do they pick up this cursed takedown at? Game data. I'm on Bulbapedia, one of my go-to sites for Pokemon information. And let's just toss a little Oranberry. I just use Oranberries to burn turns, basically. What is the level up? So at level 31 they learn takedown. So if I can get a less than level 31 Relicanth on the field, that's what I'm going to try to keep in battle. Okay, now the only thing is letting it call for help. Come on. I do have a pressure Pokemon on the field, which I think also increases the chance of them calling for help. Relicanth being one of the species that doesn't, call for help a lot, but when it does, it calls in a less than level 31 Pokemon. Check this out. Or nothing. That's nice. That's another problem with some of these SOS battles. They don't always call in a Pokemon. They try, but they fail. Alright, excuse me. So Fierce Josh says, hope the internet is good so we can do Wi-Fi battling. See, everyone wants to do all these different things. If the internet is not good for tonight, though, I'll try again tomorrow. I still have a week off from the class I'm taking, so I've got lots of downtime. Do I try something more powerful than false swipe? No, they don't resist it. Let's just go with this. I could boost my attack stat to hit a little bit harder. Do I have an X attack? Let's just take a quick look-see. I've got a couple of those. Alright. Just so we can hit the false swipes a little bit harder. That's going to be double the power. Now, if I get a critical hit, which might happen because Soul does have max affection Pokemon Refresh, that ain't going to be good. Woke up, goes for yawn. Awesome stuff. That's fine. Call for help. Call for help. Do it. Oops, not X attack. No. Let's throw an Oran Berry. Ah, it's gonna be fun. Eat that berry, Saul. I'd really like to see a really low level Relicanth come in because they have Water Gun, which does hardly any damage at the lower level. Would you just call for help, man? Now, this here is what I go through, and I'm trying to find those Razor Fangs whenever I was giving up Gligar. Bruxish also doesn't like calling for help. It gets annoying. Look how many turns, look how much PP the opponent is burning to waste time, basically. Like, with pressure on the field, that's even worse, too, because they're using double the PP every time they try to hit me. And Fierce Josh, what am I trying to do? I'm trying to Shiny Hunt. I need this wild Pokemon to call for help and bring in another Relicanth so we can start a chain going. If I can get something below the takedown level, I can take it down to 1 with False Swipe and bring in my Manectric, Mega Manectric with the Intimidate, which will help, you know, have it call for help more often. Actually, wait, what am I worried about? A critical False Swipe still brings it down to 1. Only problem is, if it then goes for takedown, then we're going to knock it out. Okay, we can't touch it again. We need it to wake up, we need to call for help, and bring in something that will not knock itself out. Could you imagine if I actually said for one of the reverse GTS streams, I want you to catch a shiny Relicanth for the prize Pokemon? That would be crazy. Stop! They also won't call for help if they're asleep, too. So this is going to be annoying. Why did I choose to do this? Basically, if I get a shiny, awesome. If not, I don't care. This is just testing to see if the internet is going to work for an extended period of time. How's Christmas, Kevin? Oh, not too bad. Had some good family times and stuff. The past little while, I've been doing a bunch of hangouts with the family. So, not too bad overall. How was your Christmas? And actually, how was everybody's Christmas out there? I didn't even think to ask about that. I'm thinking to the future of New Year's and stuff. Alright. Wake up. Don't fall asleep, Relicanth. Bring in a buddy. There we go. Alright. It calls in. Not a thing. Alrighty. See, at this point, I almost feel like I should leave this encounter and find a lower level Relicanth. Because this is ridiculous. Alright, let's False Swipe it again. Christmas was great as usual, says OMG at Sark. Mariah Thompson's was great. Awesome stuff. Glad to hear you had a good time. Good family times, I'm assuming. Did you get, what kind of presents did you get for Christmas? Something that you were looking forward to for the entire year, perhaps? For me, I didn't really get too much. It wasn't like a big, you know, gifting kind of Christmas for us here in the old extended family. I got this fancy new shirt I talked about already, and I got a couple new pairs of jeans. I got a new winter jacket as well. So an Oran Berry there. And I got just some spending cash too, so pretty mundane stuff, but eventually, once I do complete my course I'm taking, stop resting. And once I'm making the big bucks as a 3D animator, then I'll be able to make Christmas amazing for everybody. Yes, high hopes. Could happen, you never know. And Dat Penguin says, I'm bored. You're bored. Think how I feel. Think how, well, everybody feels, actually, because this thing will not call for help. That's twice it failed to call for help. The game should not be allowed to be programmed to allow them to fail twice, because that's just annoying. Let's see, Damon got an ash hat. Awesome stuff. I think we talked about that. Mr. Sharkbite has nuked the like button again. As always, thank you, sir, for your contribution. Watch yourselves for the nuclear fallout, everybody. Let's see, Kevin Fairbrother. Have I picked up Let's Go Pikachu or Eevee? I don't have a Switch, so no. But my nephew did get Let's Go Pikachu, so I should be able to make use of the mystery box to get more Meltan candies in Pokemon Go. So that would be kind of cool. I'm looking forward to doing that. I just need to get Grizzly's... I can't speak. I just need to make use of one more mystery box to get enough Meltan candy to evolve into Melmetal in Pokemon Go. There's a nice critical hit. Is that enough for it to call for help? I don't want to risk weakening it anymore, because if we take it down to 1, it's going to knock itself out. I know that's how it's going to end. Mariah got two new watches, a salt lamp that changes colors, and your brother got you a new Warren Central shirt. Awesome stuff. It's always good to get stuff. Like, I'm never the kind of person that feels like, you know, I want to ask for things. Like, if someone sends me a gift for Christmas or whatever, then awesome. But I always think to myself, if it's something that I need or something that I want, I can get it myself eventually. So I just feel, you know, not awkward, I guess, but I figure if it's something that I need or something that I want, it's almost like a pride thing. I feel like I should be able to get it myself, and I don't need to trouble anyone to do it. But I also got to keep in mind the other train of thought that I try to have is that if someone wants to get something for you, they're doing it because they want to do it, and they are able to do it. They can. So, like, if someone gave you something, they generally would not put themselves out and harm their situation to do it. So it's like, you know, oh, you don't have the money for that? They probably have the money for that. So, I mean, they do it so that they feel good, and that's all it really needs to be. And just by accepting their gracious gift, you make them feel better. Alright, you're awake. You did not rest again. Call for help. Bring someone in. If it fails one more time, I am smacking this thing with knockoff. I'm going to knock it off my screen. This is what that Razorfang hunting is all about. Good times. Sailor Pika. No, I haven't found a shiny because this thing will not call for help. It won't bring anybody in to help it. Look, that's four times it's failed to bring anything in. And there's no way to increase the odds of them bringing something in. It's just you can increase the odds of them calling for help. But it's all up to the game if the random percentage decides and it rests again. Off my screen, Relicanth. Let's find a better one. That was utter ridiculous. See, I don't mind the overall idea of random chance, but eventually random chance needs to give you what you're looking for. That's how random works, right? I mean, no, it's not. But how much time was that a waste for? Way too much. I did Adrenaline Orb, Isaac. I used that like one of the first turns. That was with the Adrenaline Orb, trying to get it to call for help. Let's find another one. Something, hopefully, level 31 or less. Alright, I wonder how many encounters it's going to take this time to find one. Anyway, let's see if I can get caught up back on the chat here. As Wolf saying, if you don't use the hoverboard properly, it can send you to the hospital. That's why you don't like them. Now, what you're saying, the question is, what hoverboard are you talking about? Because people have two trains of thought about this. I am a fan of the Back to the Future movie series. If you guys know Back to the Future, you know that's where the term hoverboard first came from. At least I'm pretty sure. And it was a, bright neon pink skateboard basically without wheels that hovered over the ground. And it became a staple of the Back to the Future series. So whenever I hear hoverboard and I say hoverboard, that's what I'm talking about. But I guess there's been an item, a product, put together in the past few years called hoverboard, which is basically a board you stand on, which does not hover. It's actually attached to a couple wheels on the side, and you can just stand on it. There's no handles or anything. It's just a flat board, flat stand with 2 wheels, and it moves around that way. So I've often said to people, I can't wait for them to make a hoverboard. And, you know, my friend will say, they've made one. It's such and such. And they show me a picture, and I'm like, that's not a hoverboard. I'm talking a real hoverboard. And I know it's past 2015. We're supposed to have them by the year 2015 based on the movie. The movie lied to us, but it's an awesome movie, and I'm not going to fault it for that. They didn't know. But I've said, even if I'm like 82 years old and they finally invent that nice bright neon pink hoverboard, I'm taking that hoverboard. I'm riding it around. I might fall, you know, and break a couple legs, but hey, I'll have ridden the hoverboard, and I can die happy. Alright, so if we had asked, did I find a shiny? And I said, no, he didn't even find a helpful one coming in. Let's see, why don't I use the thing to help them call for help, I guess. Yeah, I did use the adrenaline orb. And it just doesn't want to show up. They just decide, you know what? No. Professor, you're trying to show these folks what shiny hunting's all about. I'm sure they already know, so I'm not really teaching anything here. But RNG just decided it does not like me. It's like whenever I'm trying to go out and get some gifts, like, okay, I feel bad in Pokemon Go when I want to send. I think I said on Christmas Eve, I intended to go out for like hours and get gifts for everybody on my Pokemon Go friends list. The game was giving me 1 gift every 4 or 5 stops. And it's like, I can't control that. You know, game, if you want to be a little bit more generous, it is Christmas, you could throw me more gifts that I can send out. But no, it's like, nah, you don't need that many. So, I feel bad when, not so much making promises, but when I say I'm going to do something that is out of my control. For example, streaming, if the internet decides it doesn't work, yay. But anyway, when things are out of my control and I say I'm going to do what I can to do the most for it, it's almost like I set my sight too high, and I guess I'm not really going to be able to attain the goal I've set, because it does come down to random chance, and just gotta accept that. Speaking of random chance, when are we gonna find another Relicanth? And is it gonna be level 49 again? Was it 49 or 41? 49, I think it was. We'll see what happens. OMG at Stark asking, am I going out to celebrate New Year's tonight? No, I don't usually go out and do it. I just kind of stay home, and we can see the fireworks in my city from where I live, so I can just kind of look out the window. It's kind of cold out today, and I think we got some bad weather coming too. In fact, someone told me that. I should double check. And actually, interesting fact about myself, OMG at Stark, I don't drink. I've never done it. Well, okay. I've never intentionally had a drink. The fun story I can tell you, since I gotta kill some time here, when I was maybe, let's just say 10 years old or so, I woke up in the morning, and I like to get, like, you know, a glass of chocolate milk with a chocolate powder mix, and I opened the fridge, and there was a milk jug with a white liquid, which I assumed was milk. So I'm like, alright, I'll grab some quick. I got this nice big old glass with quick powder in, throw some milk in there. I took that milk jug, poured it in, took a drink. Immediately I was like, I think this milk is bad or whatever, right? So I tossed the glass out. I'm like, I'm not getting any chocolate milk today. So I put it back in the fridge, and when my parents got home, my mother came home later on, I said, is that milk in the fridge okay? Because it didn't taste right. And she says, what milk? And I told her the stuff in the milk jug. She's like, no, that was my drink I mixed last night. And I was like, wait a minute, you put a white drink in a milk container, an alcohol thing, you didn't label it. What? And like, I was only like 10 years old, you don't do that. But anyways, she was saying, it's a good thing I didn't, you know, think it was all bad, just dump the entire container out, because I mean, that kind of would have been a waste. But as of this point in my life, that's the only drink I've ever had. And it was not intentional. So, it's a fun little story. I got some fun stories about drinks. Did I ever tell you the time I almost drank a Hornet? That's another story. Alright. I was going to say, if this is Relicanth, I'll jump into the story. But if you guys want to hear the Hornet story, let me know, and I can share that one with you. I guess it's going to be like just a casual hangout. I'll be telling stories for the time being. It was a pretty fun story. I mean, looking back, like, I wasn't even all, really upset. I was just kind of shocked that it happened, but it's always fun to go back, and in hindsight, you can sort of laugh at the fun stuff that's happened. Damon once drank your dad's beer and told him that his pop tasted weird. I imagine it would if you took a drink of that, expecting the flavor of soda pop. But yeah, other than that, I mean, my father would have a beer every once in a while there when I was growing up, and I don't know if he ever offered me to taste it or not, because some dads do that. They're like, here, take a drink. Not that it should be encouraged, mind you, but they do, parents do their own parenting thing. But I don't know if he either ever did or if I just never wanted to. Either way, I've never, as far as other things that are, not the best for you, I never smoked either. I just, didn't really get into it. Some people say, don't knock it till you try it. And I'm like, yeah, but I don't need to try it to know that, I'm not missing it. Like, that's what some people say. I'm also really picky about eating new food. I'm just really particular with what I like. If I go to a restaurant and I get something to eat, I stick with that one thing. For me, it's more of an economical thing, because it's like, oh, this thing costs like $10. Well, I know I liked it, so why would I risk $10 on something I might not like later? But if I know I'm going to enjoy this thing for $10, I can go with that. I've actually gotten a little bit more open to new experiences and new tastes as I've gotten older, so I'm not quite as picky anymore. But whenever I would say to people, oh, I'm not going to try that, I'm not interested, they're like, but have you ever had it before? And I say, no. They're like, oh, you don't know what you're missing. And I say, well, if I don't know the taste of it, I'm not missing it, right? If I taste it, then I'm like, oh, I haven't had that in so long. That's missing it. For me, it's more like, it's not necessary. I appreciate the thought, but nah, I'm good. I'm good with my really, really particular picky taste and stuff. All right, come on, give us this Relicanth. We've been here forever. I want to at least get one called in before we call it quits on the shiny hunting. And if the internet does hold out, it's doing pretty good so far, which I'm glad to see. Excuse me. But if it does hold out strong enough, once we do a little bit of an interactive kind of thing, I'm going to probably jump into Pokemon Conquest, because I have to strike back at that Poison Kingdom. I didn't like how things ended. If you guys watched that stream... Oh, actually, I didn't even go back and check to see what it looked like, but it must have been all choppy. But anyways, at the end of that stream, for those of you that didn't stick around to see it, we were taking on the Poison Kingdom, and it was a kingdom where the only way to win, you had to hold 3 banners at the same time. Just stand on 3 banners in the location. So I was all like, yeah, that's no big deal. The very last turn, one of the characters on the opposing side used their ability, or their warrior skill, to up the range of their Zubat, and she moved further than I was expecting, took that 3rd banner, and that's how they kicked me out. And I was just like, okay, now I know. I was frustrated because I was like, I went in with a team that could just completely dominate that kingdom, type-wise, but for us to lose in that sense, I was just like, that's not even fun. However, I suppose I have to understand every kingdom I go into might have a new gimmick to it, and I'll have to maybe try it once, see what the gimmick is, and then go back with a more fleshed out team. The team I'm going to take next time we take on that Poison Kingdom is a team of Pokemon and warriors that can increase the range. So it's all going to be about getting to those banners as fast as we can, taking them over before anyone else can take them from the opposing side. But that's after we get a shiny Relicanth. What level are you, buddy? Below. No takedown. Awesome. So this is going to be the best chance we have of getting this thing to call for help. Let's false swipe it. Don't accidentally click knock off. That would be pretty bad. Down to 1. Alright. Oh, it's got Hardy? That's fine. So now what we're going to do, I'm going to switch into our Manectric. We're going to Mega Evolve so we can get ourselves the Intimidate on the field. And boom, in comes Scruff. You can keep hardening all you want. In fact, that's good because I think Harden has a lot of PP to it. Alright, now let's fire off the Adrenaline Orb. Use that as soon as possible to get that. It's too bad you can't stack those. 1 Adrenaline Orb is all you get to use. And look how much damage that did. A whopping 4. It still hasn't called for help. Would you believe that? Let's Mega Evolve and Use Magnet Rise. I'm not going to touch this thing. Alright, let's see. So, Fierce Josh, like you're saying, you want to hear about the Horned story. I can tell you. Isaac is afraid of bees and wasps, so that might not be the best story to tell. I'll consider it on the maybe pile for now. So Pika doesn't drink either, except only once. You tried alcoholic root beer to please your sister. Don't ever feel like you gotta give in to peer pressure. Now, why have you not called for help? Relicanth, come on. Don't do this. Let these people see a shiny. Isaac Wolf is a red wine person. You only drink on the days off. You want to drink the other days, but work stopped you, I see. That kind of makes sense. Unknown Spike says Magikarp Revenge was coming back. Oh, don't even call for help. Well, you do, but nothing comes in. Oh, it's going to be another fun encounter here, isn't it? We got 606 Oran Berries. We got time. Hello to Dazzling Shell. Welcome to the stream today. And it was choppy stream for that Conquest video. Yeah, I had a feeling it was going to be. And sadly, as I said, my hands are tied when it comes to my internet service. I can't blame them enough for my issues. And I'll tell you this, if this thing runs out of PP and knocks itself out through struggle, we're done shiny hunting. This is ridiculous. Why do they never call for help? Look at this. Look at this. Why is this a thing? Okay. Yeah, we'll just go until this thing knocks itself out, and then we're gonna end it right there. All right. Can you at least call in one? Are you serious, game? How long have you been streaming for? 46 minutes. Not a single encounter. We've only had 2 Relicanths, but still, for 46 minutes, we haven't had a single Pokemon come in to help. As I said earlier, I don't do a lot of shiny hunting. I'm probably not going to do a lot of shiny hunting, because if this is what you gotta go through, there are much more enjoyable ways to play Pokemon. But you know, as soon as it calls in for one support, it's going to be that shiny, right? This is it right here. Here comes the shiny Relicanth, everybody. Get ready. Throw some Charizard hats in the chat. Told you. Oh, but at least it's something. Now, the next part of my quest here. I have a lot of moves loaded up that I can single out a single target. Knock this one down. Another chance for another shiny to come in. I don't think they have Sturdy. Do they get Sturdy? I hope they don't get Sturdy. There's another call for help. I want to see that. Even if you don't get them, if no one comes in to help your Relicanth, just keep calling constantly so we have as many chances as possible for something to come in. See what Sailor Pika says, Relicanth hates me. No, what I think it is, to be completely honest, this Relicanth is like the outcast of its society. It's calling for help, but no one's coming to help it. It's like it's the Relicanth that cried wolf, right? No one believes that it's in trouble. It's done it too many times. That's the lesson for you: is don't cry wolf. Don't call for help. Don't basically ask for assistance if you don't need the assistance, because no one's gonna believe you when you do. I still remember a pretty funny story. I remember, well, it's not even my story, but I was watching Star Trek Deep Space Nine, and there was a character on there that's always known for being secretive and subterfuge and stuff, and he was known as a liar. He would always tell one story but do something else. And one of the characters said to him, well, he recanted to him the story of the boy who cried wolf, and at the end he said, so don't you see that the moral of the story is, if you're always lying, eventually nobody's going to believe you. And then this liar says, that's an interesting take. That's not what I got out of it. So, first guy's like, well, what other moral is there? The second guy says, you should never tell the same lie twice. Because then no one's going to believe, like, no one's going to be able to keep track of what was true and what wasn't, I guess is what he's trying to say. It's a pretty, I want to say, morbid, maybe? Not morbid, but almost a twisted way of looking at it, but it kind of makes sense. Alright, Relicanth hates. Or all Relicanth hate this Relicanth. It's kind of sad, really. I didn't realize we called in the outcast here. But I'm willing to let it knock itself out. Look at this. Are you serious, game? Let's do something. Let's go back to my Google. Okay, Google. What are the odds of a wild Pokemon calling for help in Ultra Sun? I want to see what the actual percentage says about this, because I'm pretty sure it should be a lot more often than this. Let me see. I'm going to Bubblepedia once again. SOS Battle. Let's hope it has an actual percentage for us to recant. Just keep throwing Aura Berries to waste time, basically. Does it even say? Well, it says each species has a different amount, but like, in fact, what is the call rate? In fact, yeah, let's do this then. Okay, Google, Pokemon Relicanth. Now, I don't know what the odds of them actually answering the call for help is, but obviously this is one of the species that hardly ever does call. We're going to learn some stuff together here if you guys aren't familiar with the mechanics of these SOS battles. So this says the call rate for Relicanth. Where is it? I don't see it here. What? You know what? Forget this. The odds should be a lot better than what we're seeing, is the point I'm trying to make here. At this point, I want this Relicanth to knock itself out. This is kind of crazy. What have I missed in the chat there? Stream froze on Isaac. Oh, that is weird. If anyone does ever see freezing and lag, let me know, because I want to try to keep track of how bad my connection is going to be. Let's see. Happy New Year from Australia, says Charles. Thank you, Charles. Good luck for the shiny hunt. I appreciate that. We're not having any good luck whatsoever right now, but you never know. Something could happen nice. And Happy New Year from the USA, says Isaac Wolf. Dazzling Shell, you've completed the World of Light on Smash Ultimate. 100%. You got those... You get the bad ending? Oh, there's multiple endings. See, I didn't even know that. That's how out of the Switch world that I am. Level 45. This could knock itself out, but we're going to Thunderbolt it. When I say knock it out, I mean recoil from the takedown, of course. But I think Thunderbolt does quite good as well. And Unknown Spike, it is now 12:08 p.m. Happy New Year to Unknown Spike 2019. What's the future like? Are there flying cars finally? Do we have hoverboards? Did they actually give us hoverboards? 4 years late, but that's not how it works, is it? I remember this... I almost said run. Oops. I remember this comic I saw one time when I was younger. Someone, you know, they were talking to someone on the other side of the world, like, oh, it's already tomorrow where I'm at. So this person, say in, you know, North America, says, okay, tell me, what are the winning lottery numbers so I can answer them tonight and, you know, win. And it's like, that's not how that works. It's not a time machine. And let's see. So if we could prefers the Masuda method for the shinies. That is, so that's the breeding aspect, right? And, okay, I might be incorrect, but feel free to educate me on this, but to maximize your chance of getting a shiny with the Masuda method, isn't it just you breed 2 Pokemon of the same egg group, of course, from different speaking regions, I believe? And that, from when I was looking into it, I think it's like a 1 in 512 chance, or something like that. And, of course, that's with the Shiny Charm, too, so Shiny Charm is going to increase your chance of getting a shiny as well. Now, do you have to have the same species to increase those chances? Because I remember hearing something about breeding and the same species of Pokemon being a factor, but that might just be for having eggs generate to begin with. And it might just be, like, you can have, like, for example, I've got a Ralts and a Mimikyu ready to breed for the next prize Pokemon on the channel. And I think, is that all I need to do to have the max chances of a shiny? And I hope it is. Happy New Year from Romania, says Unknown Spike. Awesome stuff. Happy New Year indeed. Dazzling Shell, you got what's known as the true ending. Okay. It's weird how, so the true ending is not what you call the good ending? That's interesting. It's almost like, now this is not something that I personally believe in, but the Hyrule Historia that finally laid out the timeline of all the Zelda games, I got a bit of a problem with it. Now, apparently, there's a split timeline in The Legend of Zelda. You might already be aware of this, but there's one timeline, the future timeline, with adult Link, another timeline with young Link, and it goes off into Majora's Mask and stuff like that. But apparently, there's a third timeline where the hero fails. And basically, like, you know, when you get a game over, that leads into another timeline. That I kind of don't like. Like, they say that it's the timeline where Ganon defeats Link. Okay, but what if King Dodongo defeats Link? You know, let's say something from the adult timeline. What if let's say in the Water Temple, what's that guy's name? Morpha or something like that? What if Morpha defeats Link? So you could say, well, either way, someone has defeated Link. But it's like, yeah, but if you're talking the Ganon defeats Link part of the timeline, Morpha's gone. Link's beaten him. Link's beaten all the temple bosses or the dungeon bosses. So it's like that whole hero loses timeline mentality. There's hundreds, there's unlimited numbers of timelines where Link lost. Because you got to consider every potential game over in that game. He could have fallen off a cliff, lost his last half a heart, and he's gone there. So it's like, I don't think that the hero fails timeline should be an actual timeline. It just seems not. It seems too vague, in my opinion. Plus, I don't want there to be a timeline where the hero loses. That being said, I felt that Twilight Princess would have made a lot more sense in the ending if Link had actually lost. You know, that would have flowed perfectly into Wind Waker. Ganondorf is there. He, you know, say he maybe tries to assemble the Triforce, because he had all three characters there. He had Zelda, Link, and himself. But instead, they decide to have Link win, and Ganon basically dies there. Now, if Ganon had defeated Link, maybe not, you know, killed him, that might be extreme, but if Ganondorf had won and assembled the Triforce, maybe then people would have made the wish on the Triforce to flood the land. And that's why the land would be flooded in Wind Waker. Not that everyone enjoyed the water in Wind Waker, I didn't mind it, but see, it could have flowed perfectly, and I thought that's what they were building up to. And then you find out, you know, you stab Ganondorf with the Master Sword, and then Zant, I guess, breaks his own neck or whatever, and then that causes Ganondorf to die, and I'm like, well, that kind of ends the story right there, doesn't it? Because I know Ganon's died and come back before, but there was no resurrection aspect at that point up until, I think, Legend of Zelda, The Adventure of Link. Am I making any sense, or am I just rambling to try to tide us over until anything happens in this game? Because this is actually very, very crazy. Look how little they're calling for help. Alright, I can't wait for this thing to knock itself out, to be honest, and then we'll switch into something. So, the internet does seem strong enough. I'm going to say, start dropping in the chat. What should we play after this? Do you want to do some Wi-Fi battles in Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon? Do you want to do some Pokemon TCG Online? Or would you like to do maybe some trainer battles in Pokemon Go? We'll do one of those for about a half hour, 45 minutes or so. And if the stream is still strong enough, I'm going to jump in and do some Pokemon Conquest. Would you just call for help, Relicanth? Yes, Legend Plays, welcome to our stream. I am trying to hunt Shiny Relicanth, but they are not calling in Relicanth. Look at this. This is ridiculous. I might do this again off screen, off camera, just to finally get one and show it off next time. Because I think all this crazy effort and time and ridiculous random odds coming in, it is not fair. We should have... Really though. Really though. This is worse than Bruxish. I don't know how this could be any worse. How many encounters Ask Legend Plays? This is probably like maybe 4. Maybe 5. I don't know. They are not summoning assistants. It is crazy. Hello to VIP Shorty MC. Welcome to our New Year's Eve stream. Just gonna do some random casual stuff for the night. Trying to see if we can find a special Relicanth, but nah, the game decides we don't deserve that. Nah. All the work we put in right now, we don't deserve anything helpful. Look at this. Still not calling for help. I'm basically just sharing random stories right now, to be honest. So we're seeing TCG, we see Wi-Fi battles. LL Bros asking for the Let's Go games. Can't do that. I ain't got a Switch. So unfortunately that's not in the running, but I told you the 3 things. We got the Wi-Fi battles and Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon. We got TCG Online or some Go Trainer battles. At least that's a something. Let's knock it out. Maybe that's why they're not showing up. They're like, every time we show up, that Manectric just knocks us out. We don't want to show up anymore. But no, keep coming, guys. You know, we need you. Legend Plays says about 176 encounters. Yeah, it feels like it. Indeed. My speed can't drop any lower than it is. Oh, it called for help twice in a row. What is this, Christmas? Actually, someone helped 2 times in a row. Alright, finally. We're getting things rolling just in time for it to stop, because, you know, that's not happening again. Let's look at Go Trainer battles. So, I've seen a lot of interest in either game, so I might leave it up to Rando Chanso. I mean, we've been having nothing but the best of luck with random chance tonight, right? I guess kind of makes sense. Alright. Let's see. This thing should be knocking itself out pretty soon anyways. Is there any other stories? I guess I can tell the Hornet story. Since, oh yeah, Isaac Wolf has to leave, I believe he said earlier, so he won't be here to hear this, which is okay, because he didn't want to hear this anyway. But one day, when I was working at a job that I had, I was working in a toll booth, actually. I was one of the supervisors and stuff. Generally, the spot that we were set up at, there would, you know, in summertime, Hornets would be flying around and stuff, and it's just it's just our area. It's probably every area you see a bunch of Hornets. So, whenever we had like a sweet drink, like a can of pop or something like that, the Hornets would, of course, go after the sweet stuff. I was always super, super careful whenever I was taking a drink of my can to keep my lips kind of closed and sip a little bit, push around, make sure there was nothing in there. And it was all well and good. So this one day, I was really tired, really sleepy. I had a can on the go, and I said, okay, well, I'm really tired. I need another energy boost. This can's almost empty. There was another can I had waiting for me up in the fridge for our break room, and I thought, so what I'm going to do, okay, I'm going to go up there. I'm going to leave this can here for now. I'm going to go up, get my cold can, come back down, finish up what's in the first can, and I'll have this fresh cold one. So there had been a Hornet flying around outside the booth all day, and I didn't notice that it wasn't around when I got back into the booth after my break. So I was there, kind of tired, kind of groggy. I picked up that can and just down whatever was left, and immediately I felt something bump against my tooth inside my mouth. And it was all in a split second. I had that, I was trying to figure stuff out in my head, thinking, what's in my mouth? I didn't eat anything while I was up on break, so there's no food in there. And then I realized, uh-oh. So I spit out the pop. Sure enough, out comes the Hornet. Landed on the ground, and most people would have been immediately. First of all, people were saying that I was lucky I didn't get stung, and I'm like, I guess I was. I wasn't even thinking of that. My concern was, he's stuck in my mouth. He's drowning. I got to get him out of there, save him. Didn't even think of myself. So most people would have stomped that bug dead for what it did, but I was impressed by it. I was like, somehow that Hornet knew exactly when my guard was lowered to get in that can and make that happen. So I was like, you've earned your freedom, and I let it go. I was like, I mean, if I had just take a swig and just drink right away, yeah, I was going to swallow that thing. I'm glad it didn't happen. To be honest, I don't know if I'm allergic to Hornet stings. It's kind of a common allergy from what I understand, but I've never been stung to find out. So that's a story. Let's see. VIP saying, Sortie MC saying, go with the trainer battles. You'll take me down with the Iggly buff? Really? Or at least 9% of my health. I mean, it could happen. That is a pretty buff Iggly buff, I will say. Unknown Spike says, Wi-Fi battles I can do after I finish the breeding. That is true, I guess, yeah. The breeding is still going to be taking quite a bit. I still have to prepare more, well, I haven't even started breeding the Ralts just yet, but I've got the 2 parents for our Ralts prizes all ready to go. I just need to start breeding up a few boxes of them and then choose the better eggs that hatch up and have them ready for prizes. It's going to be interesting with Ralts because I'm giving them out in the intention of them being Gallade, which means only male Ralts that have their hidden ability are going to be the ones I'm going to be giving out. So that does limit my potential prizes, but generally what I do whenever we have something specific like that, I try to make sure I have a full box worth of prize Pokemon before calling it quits. Normally what I would do, I breed 4 boxes of eggs and choose the best of those 4 that hatch up and set them aside for prizes, plus extras if there are. But if it turns out those 4 boxes do not give me enough male Ralts with a hidden ability, I'm going to keep breeding till I fill up a whole box. And that's my routine usually. I still haven't done anything as far as like showing a breeding guide on the channel, but I do want to do that for the new year. I might record it maybe while I'm still on my my final week's break from my 3D course. And hello to Pokemon Professor. Welcome to our stream tonight. Welcome to our New Year's casual stream. Dazzling Shell says the ending clue, a quote from Platinum, mind and matter. I'm not sure what that applies to. Let's see. Oh, you already did it, right, Shorty MC? Your Igglybuff. It just hurts a lot. It's really good at defending. I will say that. Remember that time we defended the gym together? My Spirit Tomb and your Igglybuff? Yeah, we held that for like, what, a good 10 minutes? I think we actually had it for quite a bit. No one just bothered attacking the city market. When do you get your Charmeleon hat? It should be pretty soon, actually. It's as soon as you have been a member on the channel for a month, it evolves into Charmeleon. Alright, come on. Call for help. Call for help. Don't end this shiny hunt with a failure, Relicanth. Give us that shiny. We've put in, how much? 1 hour and 6 minutes. We are entitled. I'm calling the entitlement here. I'm pulling the entitlement card out of my hat. I don't have one, but just pretend. We are entitled to see shiny Relicanth after all of this. Doesn't mean it's going to happen, though. Of course, entitlement is not an actual... Actually, I shouldn't say it's not an actual thing, but it's not as actual of a thing as many people feel it should be nowadays. I'll just say that. One thing that should be entitled, and I'll talk about Pokemon Go, is... And I said this on my Twitter. It really bothers me how every time... Like, okay, if I'm hunting a Pokemon in Pokemon Go and I'm throwing a Pokeball, it gets annoying when I've thrown like 10 Pokeballs at something. It's broken out a whole bunch. And when I finally manage to catch it, I appraise it. Oh, it's not going to make much headway in battle. And it's like, then why'd I waste those items? So, I had a crazy thought. I put on Twitter and I said, does anyone else think this is a good idea? Every time a Pokemon breaks out of a Pokeball in Pokemon Go, that one or maybe all of its IVs should increase by 1. Think of it as it's getting battle experience in a way. It's fighting the ball. It's breaking free. Like, that would make it a lot more... Just say, like, you know, a lot more worth the effort of throwing 10 Pokeballs at one species. Because it really gets annoying when you waste all those items and find out that this was a garbage Pokemon the entire time. Now, I also added, I feel like when you've already thrown that ball and it's moving towards the Pokemon, if they attack or dodge when the ball's already out of your control, that should increase their stat too. Because it's not fair that the player can't control the ball at that point. You know, we've made the throw, and it's up to the game if it's going to work or not. That might be a little bit more, you know, just luck of the draw sort of thing. But what bothers me is technically the game could be programmed to make that happen intentionally. You know, it could just be a simple matter of once the pressure is off the phone screen, then the Pokemon triggers an attack or something like that. And it's like, it feels a little bit more often than not that, like, almost... Maybe every second Pokemon that I try to catch does that. They'll attack at the last second, or they'll dodge at the last second. It's just like, that gets annoying too. And if I was to pull the entitlement card, I would say, hey, I threw that ball. It was going to land excellent. That thing attacked. That should at least give you something to make it worthwhile. Then I wouldn't mind, actually, if Pokemon broke out a lot or attacked and stuff, because at least it's boosting the chance of getting something good out of it. I don't know, maybe I'm just whining for no reason. It is just random chance. Just like this. Random chance of the thing you're going to call for help. There it goes, goodbye. that's enough of Ultra Sun for right now, unless random chance decides what we're gonna get. So tell you what, I think, can I do this? My mouse fell asleep long ago during all that. I'm going to find, where's my random? There we go. I'm gonna set this game aside for now. Instead of rolling the D6, we're gonna get this on screen. Just one sec here. Let's go with this. Where is my keyboard? There it is. I am so unprepared for this. Alright. Let me just shrink this down a little bit. Okay, one sec. I'm just going to throw something out here. So that's where the number's going to show. Okay, so what we're going to do, I'm going to put a random number on the screen. So if we get random number 3, I'm messing everything up. If we get random number 3, let's do it this way. So number 1 will be Wi-Fi battles. Number 2 will be TCG. Number 3 will be Pokemon Go. Alright, one sec here. So, okay. 1 for Ultra Sun, 2 for TCG, and 3 for Pokemon Go. Let's see what number we get. I'm going to put this right on my character. There we go. Alright, from 1 to 3 we get 2. That's TCG. Everyone that wanted some TCG battles, we're going to do that. Let me just save my progress, because we made so much progress. I didn't want to fish again. I was going to say, watch it be Relicanth. Alright, just one second. I'm going to get this set up here. Let me switch over to a big black screen. Where is it? Where is it? TCG. You're not going to be able to see anything just yet, because I got to close this down. Alright, let me get the game fired up. So we'll do this for about maybe 45 minutes or so. We'll go for a few battles with everybody out there that wants to do some battling. And then we will do a little bit of Pokemon Conquest, because I have that Poison Kingdom to strike back at. And I've lost my chat window. One sec. I forget Pokemon TCG takes the entire screen. Why did I move it? I don't want to move that. I want to move something else. Bear with me. I am not prepared. I'm always unprepared whenever we're doing the multiple games per stream. Okay, we're loading up here. How do I soft reset again, says Fierce Josh. If you hold L and R and either push start or select, that does a soft reset for your 3DS. Let's see. So on January 9th, you'll be 1 month member, Shorty MC, so that's when it's going to become. It seems so much longer right now, doesn't it? Yeah, it's like, that's over a week still to go. What the? And Sailor Pika says, I'll find shiny Relicanth soon enough. It ain't happening on screen, I'll tell you that. And it might not even happen off screen. Don't think I'm going to be hunting shiny Relicanth. If I was, though, I'd probably do the breeding method, the Masuda method. Let's see. Someone else who plays the card game, says Zelto Leon. Indeed, yep. And Dat Penguin has some codes for me. Okay, if you want to send me a direct message, I'll accept them. As I said earlier, it's like, I don't like to ask for things, but if someone wants to give something to you, it's because they can, and because they want to do it. I have no music. Wait a second. Let's get some music started up here. The Pokemon playlist. Where's my intro song for this? Let's go with this song just to start off, just because. Turn the volume down a little bit. Ultra Necrozma battle music, why not? Alright, let's see what else is going on here. Mark Soul approaches. Zelto collects the cards but can't find people to play the game with. And Unknown Spike is on TCG. So, before we do any battling, what we gotta do, OMG at Sark had donated to the channel. Why am I going to trade? I'm messed up. OMG at Sark had donated a few nice little cards. We're gonna go to our collection. There we go. And I want to try to make a deck out of a few of these cards. Look at this. 3 full art Verizon GX. Again, I believe it was OMG at Sark. So thank you. Throw a thank you to OMG at Sark. Maybe throw a Charizard hat or two in the chat. And see if we can make use of this. Let's see, so double draw 2 cards, pretty good. If you played a supporter card, sorry, Sensitive Blade, 50 plus. If you played a supporter card from your hand during this turn, we do 80 more. And Breeze Away GX, put any number of your Pokemon in play and all cards attached to them into your hand. That would be good if you have something like, you know, play this from your hand to cause such and such effect. You can do that multiple times using, well, at least twice using that Breeze Away GX. It also clears off all the damage counters they have on them as well. So I think the more reliable thing we would try to do is just like the damage with Sensitive Blade. That means we want to make a deck with a lot of supporter cards. But for the time being, maybe I'll open it up to some random battles from anyone that wants to challenge me. If you do not have it yet on your friends list in Pokemon TCG Online, let me show you my profile here. Let's go to my avatar. I should change my clothes eventually too. But can you see the name? No. Anyway, it's Dotman64. You can send me a friend request in the game and let me know in the chat if you have done so, and I'll confirm that. Do I want to change my shirt? What would I wear instead? You know, I'm kind of wearing... Is there anything like this here? I think that's kind of like it. Except not at all. I could just throw vines on. Oh wait, this is the jacket, hang on. No, I gotta back it. No. Undo this. Leave. Go back to deck manager. Discard those changes. I want to throw leaves on myself. And Zelto is hoping for the Team Skull theme. Well, it's on the playlist, actually. It might randomize into it. I have it all shuffled. And Dazzling Shield's been trying to get some certain Pokemon cards that have attacks that don't require a certain type of energy for a deck. What you can do, you probably already, you know, thought to do this, but if you go to Collection, you can actually search for stuff like that. Go to your filters, and under... They've changed this. Maybe they didn't change this. Maybe I'm thinking the wrong thing. Like, you can choose the type here, but I was thinking they had an attack cost of the typing as well. So, okay, I'm a liar. That ain't true. Wait a minute. No! Okay, they have the team-up thing here in the game. Sun and Moon Team Up. That's the next set coming out. We actually have a pre-release tournament for the Team Up set coming out. I think we have it scheduled for the 12th, I believe, for Heroes Beacon. So I'll be doing my filming of that and seeing what kind of cool Team Up cards we'll be seeing. But they're not available just yet in the online game. So let me go to Deck Manager. I'll try to throw a deck together right now. Let's see what we can get. Hollow Victory. Oh, I remember that one. Not the most competitive deck, but something I threw together for fun. Alright, let's go with a standard deck. I like the standard format. Oh, and Dazzling Shell, you're talking about the real-life cards, not online. All that comes down to is buy a bunch of booster packs, maybe trade with people and see what you can get. But you can use this as a nice... you know, research method. You can actually look at all the cards here that are available. In fact, you know what? I keep jumping back and forth over things. I didn't even make a deck yet. But what you can do, if you go here, say Show Not Owned, so every Pokemon card in whatever set you have selected, or by default all selections, it'll show you every one of them. And I can just go to Tile. They're harder to see. Let's do it like this thing, because I don't think ahead. So, for example, you get a Tangela with Gentle Slap. That could be something. But just scroll through and just see what you have for possibilities. So if I want that Scyther, if it's a card I would want to get, I know that's one I want to try to find. So it's a good resource, at least if nothing else. And Dat Penguin has DM'd some codes. Awesome, thank you very much. Was it not in the game? Was it just through YouTube, or where did you send me the DM at? Because I can grab those. I might actually. I could redeem the codes now and hide the screen so no one snags the codes. But of course, once I've typed in the code, there is a delay on the stream, so I could probably be good to snag them regardless. And Pollute N has dropped a code in the chat. I'm not sure if that is... Well, it's not for Pokemon TCG Online, because all you gotta do is add the name. So if you do want to add me, by the way, go to your friends list here, and click that little plus by the face, or I guess it's not a face, it's just a featureless head, and type in Dotman64. I can't do that, because that is me. I can't friend myself. But do that, you click OK, and the request goes my way. So, do you guys want me to build a deck right now, or do you want to get right into the battles? Oh, you sent it on Discord. Okay, thank you, Dat Penguin. I'll look for that and Can I get it on my phone? So yeah, let me know. Do you want me to make that deck right now, or would you like to start doing some battles first? Because I'm good with whatever. The stream seems strong. I'm glad to see this. Where's my Discord? And I apologize, I am so slack on the Discord server. Pokemon Professor, you like how most of my content is crowd involved? Indeed, yeah, because like, you know, I'm just like you guys. We're all just hanging out. I just happen to be facilitating us hanging out, basically, giving you guys something to see on screen. So even though, like, if me and someone else are doing a game at the time, you guys are more than welcome to battle each other as well, because like it's just a way to bring everyone together and hang out and enjoy the times. Let's see, messages. All right, so I see here I would probably get this on the computer. That way I can just copy paste. Let me try this. So yeah, thinking pair it with Venusaur, says OMG at Sark. So people want me to build a deck. Was I an A+ student in school? Ask LL Bros. I would say it depends on the subject. I was a lot better in some subjects than others. Math was one of my strong points. In fact, I've talked many times about a Dotman comic book series that I have put together. Hey, let's just grab one right now since it's still sitting here, waiting for mail out for the winners of our recent Pokemon White quiz. But we got Dotman Comics. This is a character that I created way back when I was in, like, you know, elementary school, basically. And I made him during math class. What we would do, our instructor, our teacher, would give us our homework assignment with the last 15 minutes of the class to go. And he would say, all right, so you can do your homework now. You can do whatever you want for the last 15 minutes. He was really good with that. And what we're going to do while I'm still yammering, where are my direct messages? Right here. Okay, so I'm going to hide the screen just for a little bit, if I can. I'm not using Discord overlay in-game. Get out of here, notice. And boom. No one can see the codes. Awesome. So he would say, here's, you know, your homework assignment, yada, yada, yada. And I would actually do the homework first, because as a responsible student, I would make sure that my schoolwork was done. But I would go through the math class, math homework so fast, it was like I didn't have much to do other than that. Why did that not copy? One sec here. Copy. No, that's not right. Let me try putting it into a text file first. I'm doing all the stuff behind the scenes. You guys have no clue what's happening. But trust me, it's for the greater good, I guess. There we go.